What if I told you that the most irresistible men aren't the ones with perfect jawlines or bank accounts, but the ones who understand a psychological secret that most guys completely miss? Stay with me because by the end of this video you'll know exactly why some men effortlessly attract people, while others struggle despite having everything going for them. Here's something that might shock you. The traits that make men truly irresistible have almost nothing to do with what society tells us matters. We're constantly bombarded with messages about wealth, looks, and status symbols, but research shows that the most magnetic men possess qualities that cost absolutely nothing to develop. Let me start with the first trait that separates irresistible men from everyone else: emotional intelligence. These men have mastered the art of reading rooms and understanding people on a deeper level. They know when to speak and when to listen. They can sense when someone needs encouragement versus when they need space. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about genuine awareness and empathy. Think about the most captivating person you've ever met. I bet they made you feel heard and understood in a way that few people do. Irresistible men create this feeling effortlessly because they're genuinely curious about others. They ask follow-up questions, remember details from previous conversations, and show authentic interest in what makes people tick. The second trait is confidence without arrogance. There's a massive difference between a man who knows his worth and one who constantly needs to prove it. Irresistible men are secure enough in themselves that they don't need external validation. They can admit when they're wrong, laugh at themselves, and celebrate others' successes without feeling diminished. This type of confidence is magnetic because it creates safety. When you're around someone who isn't constantly worried about their image or trying to one-up everyone, you can relax and be yourself. That's incredibly rare and valuable in today's world where everyone seems to be performing for social media. Here's where it gets really interesting. The third trait is what psychologists call authentic vulnerability. Most men are taught to hide their emotions and weaknesses, but irresistible men understand that selective vulnerability creates deeper connections. They're not afraid to share their struggles, admit their fears, or show genuine emotion when appropriate. This doesn't mean oversharing or being emotionally unstable. It means being real about the human experience. When a man can say he's nervous before a big presentation or that he's struggling with a decision, it shows strength, not weakness. It invites others to drop their own masks and connect on a genuine level. The fourth quality is presence. In our distracted world, giving someone your full attention has become a superpower. Irresistible men put away their phones, maintain eye contact, and exist fully in the moment. They're not constantly checking notifications or thinking about the next thing on their schedule. This presence extends beyond just conversations. These men are fully engaged with whatever they're doing, whether it's work, hobbies, or relationships. They understand that quality beats quantity every time, and they bring their best energy to whatever they choose to focus on. Now here's something fascinating.
Irrésistible men avoient Icolut comme indépendance.
They engage with people and situations without being attached to specific results. They can have conversations without needing them to go anywhere particular. They can pursue goals without their entire self-worth depending on achieving them. This trait is incredibly attractive because it removes pressure from interactions. When someone isn't desperately trying to impress you or get something from you, they're there because they want to be, not because they need something. The fifth trait might surprise you: they have strong boundaries. Irresistible men know their values and stick to them. They're not people pleasers who say yes to everything. They can say no respectfully but firmly. They don't compromise their integrity for approval or convenience. These boundaries aren't walls that keep people out. They're guidelines that actually make relationships deeper and more meaningful. When you know where someone stands, you can trust them. Trust is the foundation of all magnetic personalities. Here's what's really powerful about these traits: they're all learnable. You don't need to be born with them or wait for some magical transformation. Every single quality can be developed through conscious practice and self-awareness. Start by becoming more curious about others. Ask better questions. Listen to understand, not just to respond.
Practice being vulnerable in small way.
Share something real about yourself in appropriate moments. Work on being fully present in conversations instead of planning what you'll say next. Develop your emotional intelligence by paying attention to the energy in rooms and how people respond to different approaches. Notice when someone needs encouragement versus space. Practice reading nonverbal cues and responding appropriately. Build genuine confidence by focusing on your growth rather than comparing yourself to others. Celebrate small wins and learn from failures without letting them define you. Set boundaries that align with your values and maintain them consistently. The most irresistible men understand that attraction isn't about perfection or performance. It's about authenticity, emotional maturity, and the ability to create genuine connections. They know that the goal isn't to be liked by everyone, but to be genuinely appreciated by the right people. These men have cracked the code that charisma comes from within and radiates outward. They've learned that the most powerful way to attract others is to become someone worth being attracted to, not through superficial changes, but through genuine personal development.
The choice is yours.
You can keep chasing external validation and surface-level improvements, or you can focus on developing the internal qualities that create lasting magnetic appeal. The men who choose the latter don't just become more attractive to others, they become more fulfilled and authentic versions of themselves.